there and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will discuss the imposter syndrome, how that is developed, some symptoms and signs so that you would know if this is something that is affecting your life, and some tools to overcome that so that you can start living the life that you want. Well, the imposter syndrome is not a mental health diagnosis. However, it does have some key symptoms related to feeling like a fake or fraud, or that the training, education, expertise that you may have is not enough for the position that you may hold. This is often found with folks that are in higher positions, maybe management positions, positions of power, where they feel like someone else may do a better job than they do, or that they aren't qualified even given their experience, education, training, licensing, things like that. Despite this feeling of failure not being classified as a mental health disorder, it can produce symptoms that will lead into mental health disorders such as anxiety and or depression. Oftentimes, feeling like you aren't good enough, or that your job is at jeopardy, or that you will not be able to perform tasks in front of you can lead to internalized anxieties. Also, feeling overwhelmed by your position can then lead to symptoms of depression, where you aren't wanting to get up to go to work, you're feeling low motivation or lack of energy, not feeling connected with your coworkers, situations like that. So being able to understand how you fall into this feeling of failure, that you're a fraud. I can speak to my own experiences. This also occurred for myself early on as a clinician, that even with my degree, I could not understand that that degree meant that I had the proper training in order to see patients and to perform the duties and tasks that fall under having a doctoral degree. In addition, moving forward, when I became a licensed clinical psychologist, I too failed to understand and recognize that that was my accomplishment, that I was able to show at least the minimum requirements in order to be a licensed psychologist, and that's not something that the general public can do and or is trained to do. So I had a real hard time, a real difficult time being able to own my own accomplishments. So learning how to do that is a very specific way of thinking, because those thoughts are what got you to this place that you're in. Not being able to recognize your accomplishments as your own, or always looking towards someone else as being the expert or knowing more than you know. Once you've been able to identify that you too fall under this imposter syndrome, there are a lot of things that you can do to counteract these thoughts. First and foremost, journaling can be one of those interventions. So writing down thoughts and being able to go back and reflect on them at a time when emotions are at a standstill or at a lower state can help you pick out themes of situations that are going on. So in that journal, you can utilize that daily, weekly, monthly, or just at times when you've received an accomplishment. So in that journal, being very specific about the accomplishment you received, how you felt, and who else recognized those accomplishments, so that at a later time you can go back and reflect that not only you recognize that accomplishment, but that there were other people in your circle of friends and family that were able to recognize that accomplishment as well. Another thing that can be done is to remind yourself, either through your journal or just on self-reflection, of the accomplishments that you've received, whether that be look around your office or home and look at your degrees or look at your licensing. Read out your title of your employment to yourself. Things like that. So being able to remind yourself of where you are in the hierarchy of your company, your position. Lastly, you can kind of challenge illogical thoughts. So when you're thinking about, oh my gosh, they're just waiting to fire me, when there's been no basis for that, there has been no behavioral issues, nothing's going on in that work world that would suggest your employer is going to fire you. So being able to say, well, no, really, that's just one of those negative thoughts. And yeah, I'm doing actually pretty well because I got a raise last week. So being able to challenge those things will be very helpful for you in the future. Go back and reflect on these things as often as you need to until you can figure out that this position is something that you've created due to your hard work and that this is an accomplishment that you are worthy of accepting. This is not a narcissistic behavior whatsoever. It is just being able to live in those accolades. Remember, this is something that is felt by many people, so don't be afraid to talk with your friends, colleagues, and other people about your own experiences with the imposter syndrome, and they may be able to share their own experiences because this is not something that's uncommon. Thank you for watching today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. See you all soon.